Okay, I'm Sandra Milliken from Kristin School in Auckland, New Zealand, and I applied for the fellowship because I run the Duke of Ed program at Kristin, and currently we have large numbers coming through and I was really struggling to manage such a big group. I also had this really crazy idea that it would be really cool that if the kids got to the gold level, that instead of just doing their gold tramp in New Zealand, that they did it in another country. And because GAIL is made up of schools from all around the world, I thought that would be a really cool idea if somehow I could get some connection with those GAIL schools and we do some sort of student exchange where the Gold Duke of Ed students can go to another country. So while I was at Robert Gordon College, I did a lot of research about how they actually run the program there and looked at the systems that they had in place at Robert Gordon, because they have 380 students doing the Duke of Ed program, which is really, really big group. They use an online system and they've got a large number of staff that help them with that, so I spent quite a bit of time looking at that. I also surveyed staff and surveyed students at Robert Gordon and at Kristin to see what their thoughts were about the Duke of Ed program and how valuable it was, and I then did a comparison of the Duke of Ed philosophy against what the GAIL Alliance had agreed was kind of their philosophy, and I found that they were pretty much identical. The only thing that I felt we could do slightly better was bring in more cultural awareness with student exchanges, and so that's where the Duke of Ed program sort of married into it really well. While I was there, they had their projects week on, so that's a little bit like our camp week at Kristin, and I got the opportunity to travel right around Scotland and even down to England and looked at a lot of the sort of different programs that were going on during the week. We went to lots of outdoor education centres, and we also followed a group of young boys that were cycling from the bottom of England right to the top of Scotland over the week, and we got to be there at the end when they finished, which was really cool, at John O'Groats, and that was a lot of fun. I got to do several tramps in the Highlands, which was amazing. Scotland is absolutely beautiful. I always thought New Zealand was the most beautiful place in the world, but now I'm starting to think that actually Scotland in the Highlands is actually the most beautiful place in the world. Got to do scrambling in the Highlands, which is kind of like rock climbing, but we got to experience firsthand what the midges are like, which are like little tiny sandflies that you can't see, and they attack you basically. So you've got to wear a net over your face and over your head to make sure that they can't get in and bite you. So there were so many experiences that I got to do, and it really put me outside of my comfort zone, because I'm not a person who sort of puts myself out there too much. I'm quite reserved just by nature, and so this was actually a really good confidence booster for me, just going out there and doing things on my own basically and experiencing all these wonderful things. For Kristin, we've learned a lot about how they run the Duke of Ed program, so we will be trying to adopt the online program. We'll also try and implement their system of having different people in charge of different levels. I really liked the idea of having a big celebration at the end of the year, so now it's just a matter of working out the logistics of doing that, and my idea is to have it at the same time as the GAIL convention, so that for schools that are sending students, halfway around the world, rather than doing that twice a year, they'd only do it once a year, and some students would participate in the full GAIL convention, and some would go and participate in an outdoor ed type of experience. The value of doing that would be that it gives the students a really good opportunity to get a different perspective of the world from different cultures. So by living together and working together and being out in the great outdoors, camping and so on, they actually really get to know each other and get to see the world in a different way. And we noticed that in the convention that our students were really curious about other cultures and really, really keen to just ask, just openly ask the other students about, how do you do that in your country, and what's your school like, and so there's a massive, I believe, a massive opportunity for that cultural awareness, and the students that we took over to the convention now just have quite a different perspective of the world because I've actually seen things from a totally different sort of perspective. Yeah, I'd 100% encourage you to do it. I mean, it's a wonderful opportunity to travel. You make some really nice friends in another country and you make connections from around the world. And, you know, even if you feel a bit apprehensive about travelling, you know, you might be going a great distance like I did to Scotland and leaving your family and friends behind. What you will gain is just massive. So I would, you know, really encourage you to do it because, you know, where else would you get an opportunity to travel and be on full salary and, you know, experience all these wonderful things and get to meet other teachers who are passionate about what you're passionate about.